My name is Victoria Winters. I can still remember the words I heard the night I arrived at Cullenwood. Welcome to the beginning and the end of the world. They had no meaning for me then, but now they seem terribly real. As real as the mysteries of this strange, dark house and the troubled souls who live within its walls. As real as the passing minutes and the growing fear they bring.
Is this the late concert, Mother?
Oh, Carolyn, you startled me.
The neighbors have been complaining for hours. Go on, play some more.
Oh, what about Uncle Roger and David? I don't want to disturb them.
I was only kidding. I couldn't hear them until I got just outside the door. Go on. I love to listen to you. I always have.
Yeah, I think it's probably too late.
It's only 11:10. Not even the witching hour.
The witching hour. Oh, Carolyn, sometimes I think I'm losing my mind.
What's the matter?
I'm frightened.
Of what?
I don't know, but I have this awful feeling of impending disaster.
Who are you calling?
Bill Malloy.
At this time of night?
Well, it didn't answer anyway.
Mother, you don't usually make telephone calls at 20 minutes after 11.
I wanted to discuss a business matter with him.
Does Bill have anything to do with your premonition?
Oh, forget what I said before. It was silly of me.
Are you afraid something might have happened to him?
Well, of course not. Why do you ask that?
Because he seemed pretty upset today. Because he came up here and had a private talk with you. And because when he walked out of here, he didn't seem like a very happy man.
Bill Malloy is our fleet manager. Why shouldn't we have a private talk?
Why shouldn't you be able to sleep tonight?
Darling, Bill and I discussed things relating to the business, and they were disturbing. Nothing that need concern you.
But it can't wait until morning.
Oh, Carolyn, please.
Well, just answer one question. Does it have anything to do with Uncle Roger?
Why do you ask that?
It is Uncle Roger, isn't it? We had a terrible row earlier this evening. Did you know that?
What about?
Something silly. A pen.
A pen?
Yes. Mother, you know how fond of Uncle Roger I am, but tonight he... I don't know. I guess that's why I couldn't sleep. Thinking about the strange way he behaved.
In what way?
That is what you and Bill were talking about, isn't it? Uncle Roger.
What do you mean, strange?
Well, I don't know. There was this pen business. And then later we were talking about the family. You know, about different things that had been done way back to keep the family together. And Uncle Roger said something about self-protection. About how sometimes a person has to do terrible things to protect himself.
He said that?
Mm-hmm.
Uncle Roger used those words?
Well, words like that. And then later he said, and I can even remember his exact words, I refuse to be anyone's sacrificial lamb. Mother, where are you going?
Upstairs to talk to Uncle Roger.
answer.
Still no answer?
No.
Well, let it ring.
Why? Malloy obviously is not home.
He has a housekeeper, doesn't he? At least she should answer it. Let it ring.
You sure he said he'd be here at 11?
That's what he said. Be here at 11 sharp. Isn't that what he said to you, Roger?
Well, I suppose he changed his mind. This is a waste of time. He's obviously not there.
Look, it's 11:30. If you were going to be here, you would have been here half an hour ago, so let's just forget about the whole thing.
Stick around, Sam. Malloy set up this meeting. And he told us to be here. Well, we're here, and we're staying here until he gets here. Unless you want to get into the matter right now.
I don't know what he wanted.
I see. What about you, Roger?
Bill came to my house and asked me to come down here. That's all I know.
You're a great pair, aren't you? Well, let me tell you what I know. Malloy said he had some information concerning my manslaughter conviction.
Oh, come off it now, will you?
Who do you think you're talking to?
Now, if you're going to be obnoxious...
Obnoxious? Look, we've been sitting around here for half an hour talking about the weather and the price of sardines. Well, let's stop sitting around and get down to facts.
What facts?
10 years ago, you were a witness at my murder trial. But you knew I was innocent, didn't you?
That's not true.
And you, Sam? You know something about it, too, don't you?
Sorry, Burke, you're wrong.
Am I? Bill Malloy wouldn't have asked you over here if he didn't think you were involved.
Evans wasn't even at your trial. How could he be involved?
I don't know. Suppose you tell me.
There's nothing to tell.
Well, you're wasting your time, Burke. He didn't answer a couple of minutes ago. Why should he be home now?
All right. All right. But if either of you are gone, when I get back here, so help me, I'm coming after you and drag you back.
Where are you going?
To Bill Malloy's house. I'm gonna get him up if I have to break the door down. And remember, be here when I get back.
Well,
Did Uncle Roger say anything about going out?
why? Isn't he upstairs?
No.
Oh, now, Mother, don't start reading anything into that. Uncle Roger could have gone into town for any one of a dozen reasons.
I know.
I made some tea while you were upstairs.
I don't think I care for any, thank you.
Well, then, how about sitting down at the piano and knocking off a chorus of Home on the Range? Mother, anything's better than standing there wringing your hands because of some ridiculous premonition.
Carolyn, why don't you go back upstairs to bed?
Because I made this tea and I'm going to drink it. Mother, tell me something. What did Uncle Roger mean by sacrificial lamb?
I don't know. Oh, it seems so cold in here.
The chill of doom, of course.
Carolyn, don't say that.
I was only joking.
Well, please don't. I think you better go back up to bed.
Mother, I'm sorry. It wasn't a very good joke.
Carolyn, I'm so worried. You have no idea how worried I am.
About what?
Oh, I wish I knew. But it happened once a long, long time ago. This fear and...
Mother, I love you. And I want to help if there's anything I can do.
Darling, for your own happiness, you can walk out that front door and never look back. That's what you can do for me.
I don't want to, Mother.
Oh, Carolyn, why do I feel this way? It's as if death had walked into this house.
Mother, that's silly, and you know it.
Did you hear a car pull up?
No.
Well, I'm sure I... Nothing.
Mother, please, please don't do this to yourself.
Where could Roger have gone?
I'm sure nothing has happened to him, if that's what you're worried about.
The altar. Perhaps the lamb has gone to the sacrificial altar.
Absolutely not. I have no intention of playing into Burke's hands, not for a second.
It's ridiculous. Why should we sit here and wait?
Burke will come back. I don't want him to think that you have any reason to be afraid of him. You'll wait here just as I will, and you'll face him just as I will.
But there's no point in it. You'll find that Bill's not at home.
How do you know that?
Well, because I know Bill. If he were at home, he'd answer the phone.
Is that the only reason?
Well, of course. I mean, look. His phone is right in the bedroom. If he were there, he couldn't have helped hearing it.
And where do you think he is?
How should I know? Well, I know he's supposed to be here at 11 o'clock. What are you driving at, Collins?
You'd feel a lot safer, Evans, wouldn't you? If Malloy never showed up.
You think I'd...
Collins, I could kill you.
That wouldn't solve your problem. It'd only add to it. Tell me, Evans, if Malloy does show up, what are you going to say to him?
Tell him what a fool I was 10 years ago. Or tell him how I let you talk me into...
Into what, Evans? Being an accessory after the fact? That's the legal term for it, you know. And it does carry a prison sentence. You know that, don't you?
Yes, yes.
Maybe Malloy will be here, and maybe he won't. But should Burke bring Malloy back with him, I want you to do exactly what you've done for 10 years. Keep your mouth shut.
It's endless, endless!
That's right, Evans. That's what I want it to be. Neither Burke nor Bill Malloy can touch us if we stand together. And that means no statements, no facts, no information. Is that clear? Well?
He's either out or dead.
What do you mean by that?
I rang his bell a couple of dozen times. Banged on the door.
Just as I told you, he's not at home.
His car was parked in front of the house, Roger.
That doesn't mean a thing. Bill likes to walk. He often walks here from his house.
Maybe he got lost.
Look, we know he's not at home. Now, what are we going to do?
Just what we've been doing. Wait.
Well, I think we've given Bill enough time, don't you?
No.
Burke, this is ridiculous. It's almost 12. I'm tired.
So am I. Let's go.
Sit down, Sam.
Well, Burke, we've been here almost an hour.
Well, we'll wait another hour if we have to.
Oh, maybe you will, but not I.
Bill Malloy said he would be here.
Then he obviously has realized that there's no point to this big meeting of his.
I don't believe that.
Burke, I have no intention of sitting here waiting for someone who has apparently decided that there is no basis for whatever charges he intended to make.
And you do know what was on his mind.
I know nothing. I only know that I'm going home and to bed.
Roger, Malloy knows there's something between you and Evans, and you know it.
Do I? Do I indeed? Do you know anything about that?
Not a thing.
Well, that's it. Unless, of course, Bill chooses to have another meeting of the board.
So that's it, is it?
Yes. Oh, there's one more thing. Burke, you had lunch today in Bangor with my niece, didn't you?
Yes.
You gave her a present, didn't you?
A present?
Yes, I think it was a fountain pen.
Oh, yes.
Well, Carolyn asked me to return it to you. You see, Burke, there's some people from whom we choose not to accept presents.
Forget the pen, Roger.
No, I won't forget it. I seem to have left it at home, but I'll find it and I'll return it to you.
All right, you find it and you return it to me.
And Burke, just stay away from my family. And that includes Carolyn. Have you got your car, Evans?
No, I
Well,
walked.
I'll drop you at home. Good night, Burke.
Listen, I'm going to try Malloy one more time.
Go right ahead. And if you get him, don't hesitate to call me. Ann Evans, you'll be home, won't you?
Yes.
You see, Burke, we neither of us have anything to hide.
Answer, Bill. Answer.
You never answered. I remember the telephone rang and rang, and you absolutely refused to pick it up.
Well, could you blame me? Halloween, midnight, 3 calls for the ghost of Collinswood were enough for me. I suppose all your friends were very angry with me.
Oh, no, Mother. No one could ever be angry with you. You've always been very kind. A bit of a kook, maybe, but kind.
A bit of a kook? Is that any way to speak to your mother?
If it makes you laugh, it is. Oh, I wish you'd laugh more often. It sounds so marvelous in this old gloomy house.
We have had some wonderful times together, haven't we, darling?
Yes. And we'll have them again, right?
Right. If you'll go up to bed and get your beauty sleep, it's almost midnight.
The witching hour. Why don't you come to bed yourself?
I want to wait up for Uncle Roger. There's something I want to discuss with him.
Will you smile?
I'll try to. Now, scoot.
A smile's the best thing to chase the goblins away. Mother, how long will you wait? Suppose Uncle Roger's out all night.
Then I'll be up all night. Now, go to bed.
I love you, Mother. Please don't worry.
I'll try not to. And Carolyn, thank you for being so sweet. Feeling pretty good, aren't you, Roger?
Yes, what are you doing up at this hour of the night?
Waiting for you.
I thought you'd stop waiting up for me. Care for a nightcap?
Where were you tonight?
Well, the answer, I assume, is no. I was at a business meeting. Nothing that need concern you, rather personal, as a matter of fact.
Did it have anything to do with Bill Malloy?
What makes you ask that?
Because I've been trying to reach him all evening.
Unsuccessfully, I gather.
Yes. He came to see me this afternoon. Did you know that?
No.
He said some extremely unpleasant things about you. Statements I chose to ignore at the time.
But you've had second thoughts.
He said you were responsible for the accident that sent Burke Devlin to prison. He said that you knowingly allowed Burke to pay for a crime that you committed.
Liz, are you serious?
Do you think I joke about a thing like this? He said he could prove it, and that's what he intended to do.
And did you ask him to bring his proof to you?
What I asked him to bring me was not important. What you say to me is. Did he speak to you about this?
The last time I saw him was earlier this afternoon. No, he didn't say anything about it.
Then you deny his story.
Deny it. Deny it. Liz, what do you want me to say?
I want you to tell the truth. Were you or were you not responsible for Burke going to prison?
Yes, I was.
Roger.
But not the way you think. I was responsible because I was on the witness stand. I was responsible because I testified against Burke. And every word of my testimony was true. Liz, that's where you'll find the answer. In the jury's verdict, not in the ravings of Bill Malloy.
Why would he say all those things?
Well, why don't we find out? Let's call him, shall we?
I've tried. There's no answer.
Well, then we'll try again tomorrow. Arrange for you and me and Bill to sit down together, and I'll answer any questions you put to me. I can't do any more than that, can I?
No.
Fine. Then you just arrange the meeting, and I'll be there. Now, you'd better go to bed.
Good night, Roger.
Good night, Liz. Pleasant dreams.
Love on a Rooftop is the delightful comedy about a boy and a girl who start a marriage on a shoestring and set up housekeeping on top of a house. Advance premiere 1 week from tonight in color on ABC. Dark Shadows is a Dan Curtis production. Dark Shadows, number 48, VTRH 1766, air 831.